Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I have a product from NOCO. They were nice enough to send over the Genius Boost Plus Jump Starter. This is the model GB40. You can check it out on Amazon. I'll have that link in the description below. The price at the time of this review on Amazon is $99. You can also pick it up from NOCO directly on their website. I'll have that link in the description as well. We're going to do a real-world test on this because my car battery right now is dead. So stay tuned, and we'll jump into this right away. So let's quickly take a look at the box here so you can see some of the fine points. There is a dual LED, I should say, built in here. So you can see what you're doing at night. We're actually going to be jumping my battery at night here in just a few minutes after it tops off charging so that you guys will be able to see. There are some LEDs. They do a few different modes such as SOS and flashing in case you're on the road and you don't want somebody to hit you or you need to get somebody's attention. It is NOCO UltraSafe, spark proof, and reverse polarity protection, so you can't hook this up backwards. It's for engines up to 6-liter gasoline engines and 3-liter diesel engines for 12-volt lead acid batteries. It states that you can jump per charge. That means obviously if you have this fully charged up to 20 times. So you can jump 20 times with a fully charged GB40. I'm not going to go into that too much, but that's a heck of a lot of jumps, and you're not going to have to worry about recharging it right away after you jump your car. It does have a 5-volt 2.1 amp a USB output for charging phones and tablets as well. If you want to skip all of this technical and unboxing stuff, there's a link below to where we get to go to jumping the car itself, and you can click on that. More power at a fraction of the size, 8 times lighter and 8 times smaller than most of those 1700 peak amp 18-pound large jump starters. This is 2.3 pounds. It puts out over 7,000 joules, and it does have up to 1,000 amps on it. Obviously per jump you're not going to get 1,000 amps because 1,000 amps would just overload the actual cables. You're going to get more closer to 250. Okay, once you get everything unboxed, this is what you get. You get the main unit itself, and this is a very compact unit, which I like. It says fully charged before use, so we're going to do that before we take it to our outside test. Again, you'll have a link below, a timestamp where you can go check out just straight to the outside test if you want to, if you don't want to see what comes in the box and everything. Now this USB to micro USB cable we'll use to recharge the unit here. You can use this with any laptop or desktop USB port, or you can use this converter for a 12-volt adapter for your car, or you can actually use your phone adapter, and you can do that all to recharge the unit itself. We'll get into recharge times a little bit later, but if you're using a normal 2.1 volt adapter, it's going to take about 3 hours to charge up. They give you a nice little carrying case there to store it in your car. I'm going to keep mine in my car, I think, here. And they give you these really nice cables. These cables are nice and thick. They do a great job. I tested these out a little bit before filming this, and they did a pretty good job at clamping onto my battery. They're nice and thick. You can only insert them one way, so they're kind of dummy proof. You don't have to worry about inserting them incorrectly. You'll see when we open this up that you do have a round peg and a square peg, so it can only go in one way. You don't have to worry about plugging it in backwards or upside down or anything like that. So very, very nice there. Now they give us a few different manuals here, and I'm not going to spend a ton of time on these. They have a lot of information in them. Hold on to them in case you need to reference them. If you do need to reference them, you can also go to NOCO's website at www.no.co/support. They offer a 1-year warranty on this, and they also offer lifetime user support as well. So let's take a quick look at the unit before we take this out for our test, so I can kind of go over a few of the buttons and ports on this for you. On the back, you're just going to see the NOCO Genius logo here. You're going to see your 12-volt output, 12 volt at 1,000 amps max. Your polarities are listed there. Obviously, red is plus, black is minus. On the front, you're going to get a power button. You're also going to get a light button as well below that, and that red button below that I'll explain during the actual test. But once you power it on, you can see you get a battery indicator. I'm at about 25% now, so I have to do some charging on it before we do this. But you do get an LED light as well that can be used with this. On the left-hand side, you're going to have a USB port out to, charge up anything that you might want to charge up, your phone, your tablet, that type of thing. And then, of course, your input, which is that micro USB input there for charging the device. And then on the right-hand side, of course, you're going to have your 12-volt out for your jumper cables themselves. You also get 2 LEDs here on that same side, which is actually pretty good. And you can just activate that by touching the button. And you can cycle through a bunch of different modes. I'm not going to go through all of them, but there's an SOS mode, a strobe, and a few other modes. And you can just go through them by tapping through those modes. I'm not going to spend that much time on that. Nice touch that they do put it in there. Now, the red exclamation button there is the manual override. If your battery is really dead and you don't get a white button, or I should say light, you will have to use that manual override. Let's take this out and get this going. I'll be right back. Hey everybody, it's Lou from Galaxy Tech Review, and right now I'm outside. It is cold, and I mean cold. Unfortunately, I left the trunk open in my car here. This is a 2013 Buick Regal Turbo, and the battery in it is completely dead. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to actually use this jump starter to jump start this car, and I'll show you guys that the lights do come on in it, but it does not start. So as you can see there, that's all we get. We get a little bit of light here and a tiny bit of crank, but other than that, we get nothing out of this. So let's see if the GB40 can boost this and we can get it set up. Give me a second to open everything up. All right, so here we go. Here we go. The interesting thing about the Genius Boost is that we're going to plug this into our 12-volt out here. Let's get that plugged in. It can only plug in one way. So you don't have to worry about that. And these are non-spark, so you don't have to worry about these. If these touch or anything like that, they're not going to spark, so it's non-spark. And there's really only one way you can hook these up. You're going black to black, red to red. Again, not a big deal. If I can figure out how to get the cover off my contact here. And I did. So, if you perhaps do this backwards, say, and you hook up red to black and black to red, you're going to see that you get a negative warning here. This is like a little spot here that tells you that it's reversed, so you can't do it. It's kind of dummy proof. So what we'll do, hook it up the correct way, red to red and black to black. Okay, so now that we're hooked up, you don't see that light on anymore, so we've got that and we're all set. You can now turn the unit on. When this light is on, this means that it senses that there's more than 2 volts left in your battery. If this light was not on, you could hold this button down for 3 seconds to do an override. That's on an extremely dead battery. Mine seems to be okay, so we're going to give it a shot and see what happens here. So I'm going to kind of set this to the side, and we'll give it a shot and see what happens. Just like that, no problems whatsoever. We're good to go. So we will power this off. disconnect these bad boys. And if we power it on, it still has 100%. So my battery wasn't too dead, even for just the fact that we did this. This has been dead maybe, 24 hours. I probably left the trunk open yesterday or last night. I found it this morning. Battery was dead. It's been sitting here all day dead. So far it's done everything the way it's supposed to do. I still have 100% power even after the first jump, although it didn't take much. But you can definitely get it a few jumps off of this battery. They say up to 20 times, I believe. So I will not go in and test that since it's freezing out from what you can see. But overall, I think the GB40 Genius Boost Plus did a great job. Let's take this back inside because I'm freezing my butt off. So that's my review of the NOCO Genius Boost Plus GB40 jump starter. I think it did an excellent job. It did a great job on my battery. Again, my battery had been sitting dead all day today, so it did a very, very good job at jumping in cold conditions as well. There's a lot of safety features built into it. It's very compact. Worked for my car and should work for yours as well. They also have other models that you can check out if you have a heavier duty truck or something like that. Go check out their website. I'm definitely giving this a thumbs up. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. Remember to like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so because that always helps me out. And I'll check you guys out on the next video.